We're here to decide who is better at cost of entry, because the cost of entry is almost nearly exactly the same. So there isn't some sort of like, well, I could get him later. Who is better, DeVon Achane or Chase Brown? And you guys will help determine this case. I will call upon one or two of you, so hang tight. I might ask you to call in, and you can tell me if you're interested in the live chat of being a character witness of this case. DeVon Achane versus Chase Brown versus DeVon Achane. Two plaintiffs in this case. There's no defense. Two plaintiffs because they're both absolute monsters. Let me start out by saying
Mashed potatoes! Yeah, buddy.
now, this corrupt court has, I don't know, maybe a little bit of influence in the final verdict because your boy has a little bit of a gut instinct of how this will go. But let me just tell you something. No matter who wins this, these are two monsters that deserve to be in round one. They truly do. Both of them deserve to be. Achane, honestly, he's been in round one and only has dropped out since Mike McDaniel. We'll get into the case, but left this situation, and he's such a steal. And Chase Brown, he's flirted in the first round before, and now he's floated down into the second round. They're both first round monsters. In fact, I could argue that someone drafting, let's say, 7 overall and 14 overall, they get a 7 overall player and one of these guys. I could argue that a person just having 2 second-round picks, no first-round pick, could draft both these gentlemen and outscore the person that gets taken at 7 overall with one of them. That's how good these guys are in the second round. The first-round monsters. We're breaking it all down and more. Fantasy Football's the Fantasy Football Show Court Edition begins right now. File on.
It's time for fantasy football. Court. Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Now, I will say, I want to start off by saying every show out there is copying this segment. It's pathetic. This is, where you first saw this stuff. And it's okay. Some people say copying is a form of flattery. I think it's lazy. I think it's lazy. But here we are, years of doing the Fantasy Football Court. And on the docket today, we have such a tough decision. And like I said, this corrupt court is potentially leaning one direction, but I could get swayed at any moment just by discussing the mere amazingness that each of these running backs brings to the table and situation and argument. Let's start off with this man right here. Actually, let's start off with this man, Chase Brown, who has his own video on this channel. We scream his name, Chase Brown, and you won't be held in contempt of court if you yell that out, by the way, in the courtroom. Go ahead. This man, news broke today, will be running routes and acting like a little mini Jamar Chase. The report today confused a lot of people. They're like, I don't really understand, but it sounds good. The report is that the Bengals in 2026 will start using Chase Brown in many ways, similar ways that they use Jamar Chase in running routes, obviously. Which means what? Motion, pre-snap motion, impossible to contend. Defense not prepared with the player going in motion, lining up, moving from one side of the field to the other, lining up in a bunch formation with Chase Brown moving behind it, and then snapping the ball and just throwing to Chase Brown, and then just blocking straight down 15, 20 yards, Chase Brown untouched, out of bounds, upright. Good. Potentially a lot of good stuff like that where he's not even getting tackled, just getting ushered out of bounds. You remember Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel played wide back for the 49ers. Deebo Samuel played wide back for the Washington Commanders. What do you remember most about Deebo Samuel catching a football in San Francisco under Mike McDaniel? Well, probably that he was upright by the end of the play. You either tackled Debo rarely, or he was rushing, ushered out of bounds by the defense as more people corralled around him, and he's using his blockers, and then he kind of just gets ushered out of bounds. But he's upright, or he's in the end zone. This is a offense and scheme with the defense being stretched out by T. Higgins and, of course, Jamar Chase. And there's a lot of space to navigate inside the middle of the field, on the outsides, in the flat, because the defense is stretched out so much. So when you hear a staff or anyone suggest that this man's going to be used at times, no one's saying full-time, he's a running back, at times be used like Jamar Chase, you start getting excited and smiling from one ear to the other. Jamar Chase moving around the field, it's just an outstanding thing to envision. This man running around even more than he already does, catching passes from cigar-smoking Joe Burrow, which constitutes one of, if not the best stack in fantasy football, one could argue. Evidence?
The stack above all stacks.
Evidence A, please.
It's time to drop the pancake emojis in the live chat.
Can we get some pancake emojis, please? So I would probably say, looking at, well, where are we at here? The 8 p.m. show. I would probably say, looking at this right now, you're asking yourself, Smitty, how do I decide this? You're not wrong to be asking questions, because if we linger on over to this side of the fence and we see DeVon Achane, we're looking at a man that is arguably one of, if not, he's top 5 in a few different categories relating to yards per carry, accumulating yardage and how quickly he got to that level, because entering or exiting his rookie year, he was the number 1 running back in NFL history with over 100 carries in terms of yards per carry. Mike McDaniel turned him into a conglomerate of fantasy football points. This man was scoring fantasy football points fist over fist, hand over hand, just bringing you the bag championship after championship. We invented DeVon Achane on this channel. We told you about DeVon Achane. By the way, if I need to enter evidence into this case, Exhibit B, which I forgot to enter. This is a Chase Brown Lucille bat. If we could log that into evidence as well for how brutal and amazing this man is when pushed to the test. Achane, one of the favorites here on the channel. Not that this man isn't, but this guy in particular doubted more than this guy. This guy in particular, we've had to go to bat for more than this guy. This guy, he's too small. He'll get injured. He's not going to be the starter. Miami Mike leaves. This is going to be a disaster. The check down king Tua Tagovailoa leaves. This is going to be a disaster. Malik Willis doesn't check the football down. Oh, well, what is Malik Willis? Well, we don't know, Smitty, is what the typical answer is. You don't know. Well, is Malik Willis a guy that doesn't check the ball down? Yeah, that's what the data says, Smitty, but it's small data. Yeah, but it's all we have. Okay, then let's play the data game. The small data suggests that Malik Willis, across many major categories, is a top 10 running quarterback, a top 5 quarterback in many ways. Are we using this small data to really draw conclusions? Because if we are, why are we not speaking about Malik Willis as if he's a top 5 to 10 quarterback? So don't use small data, stupid data, where a QB is pigeon-held into this thinking that they can't check down, they can't throw, that they don't have the ability to do this, they don't have the ability to do that. Every time Malik Willis is played, my jaw's dropped. Every time Malik Willis is played, we're vastly impressed. And we see this guy running and scrambling in a clip that, if you extrapolate it out, would be equivalent to Josh Allen. And everybody just says things like, oh, well, that's a small sample, you can't use it. Then don't use it for how he does or does not check the football down. The thing you have to understand with Achane is he's the only true elite weapon. We like Caleb. We like a few other wide receivers that are on this roster. Chris Bell comes back from his ACL tear, October, let's say. Caleb Douglas looks pretty good, to be honest with you. They tried to get Stephon Diggs, we heard today, who is now with the Washington Commanders. That was nice to hear that they were in the running for it. But this is the number one wide receiver on the team. This is the number one running back on the team. This is the number one player on the team. And everything is going to go through him, just like it went through Christian McCaffrey and a bad offense in Carolina, just like it's gone through other running backs that didn't have a good system, didn't have a good situation. And I think that this is a very underrated point right here. This is arguably a top 5 offensive line, or you could at least say has the potential to be, and is definitely inside the top 12. It's a top 12 offensive line, maybe top 5. You got a quarterback that requires someone to spy him at all times. You look at history, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, running quarterbacks have great rushing attacks. We see it time and again and time again. And we're going to see this situation put Achane in less stacked boxes than you would think, as you have to keep an eye on where Malik Willis is on the field. Malik Willis will learn to throw and check down to DeVon Achane. He didn't need to do that in his former system. He wasn't asked to do that. It wasn't designed to look like that. This man Achane just got paid. This man Achane is going to consume. This man Achane could be a top 1 to 3 receiving back in the National Football League without Tua Tagovailoa, without Miami Mike McDaniel, without all of those pieces of the puzzle that made him the player that he's been for so many years. This man will still get fed because he's the only player there. At what point do you say to yourself, I have to go with the better team, because your boy Smitty says draft players on good fantasy teams. Draft players in good offenses that score lots of points and live in and around the end zone. That is where this becomes a difficult decision, to decide whether to go with a guy like Chase Brown, who will probably live near the red zone way more frequently than Achane. Probably still get volume that you could argue rivals Achane. And at the end of the day, even though I love Achane probably more than Chase Brown from a physical, skilled perspective, and that's not a knock on my boy Chase Brown. Don't you dare look at me that way. It's just he has those intangibles that are so incredibly different than everybody else in the league. This guy is amazing. You can't separate situation from player. We invented Chase Brown. We invented Achane. I don't care what anybody says. You can call in and we'll dunk on you all day long on the topic. I'll be happy to explain to you how we invented both of these players. And you can't separate situation from player. You just can't. So when we say Achane is better than Chase Brown, that's not a knock. It's just this guy is literally right below Bijan and Gibbs in terms of talent. Different build, different type of running back. Hard to suggest that he's as good as Bijan on anything, because Bijan is the most well-rounded running back we've seen in the NFL, maybe in the last 10, 15 years. You could say since Tomlinson, you could say since Marshall Faulk, you could say since a couple players, but really one could argue Bijan's the most well-rounded running back maybe ever. You could say that. Still early in his career. Gibbs is one of the Bijan's fast too. He's got a top 10 running back finish as well. Gibbs, couple fastest times from last year in terms of miles per hour, really brings to the table something special and different than even Bijan brings to the table. But these are two specimens that are truly, truly the most elite running backs in the league, Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan. This guy's literally right below him. Right below him. You could even argue has cups of coffee with their talent, at least. And could be number 3 in the right situation. The question here tonight is, how much can this man's situation versus this man's situation downgrade his ability to produce, and how much does his situation increase his output to where at the end of the day, lesser team, bad situation, still a lot of volume, but elite, immense top 3 running back talent versus Very good running back. Is he the elite of the elite from a skill perspective? No, but he's near elite, and he's in one of the most elite situations. And what's it all amount to? Let's say situation for simple, dumb math, situations worth 10 points and talent's worth 10 points, okay? And then let's say injury risk is worth 10 points. What does Chase Brown score on the injury front? Maybe let's just call it an 8. Let's call Achane an 8. Let's just say the injury's out. Throw it out. Even Steven push. Situation. 9.5 out of, or maybe 10. You could even say 10. You could argue 10. 9.8. 9.8 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. What's his situation? 5? 5.5? 6? It doesn't mean he can't produce. The volume will be there. He can put it on his back and carry this team, but what's it mean? Hammer dropping a $20 super chat. Hammer, I don't know if you saw my thank you for the last super chat that you dropped the other one. I read it late. I don't know if you were here. Hammer time dropping a $20 super chat. Looks like we got a couple other super chats in the building. I'll read these in just 1 second. I'll open the phone line too to get your guys' take. We got a character witness here from Hammer. Hammer is going to step in. Hammer, do you raise your right hand and please swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, Chase Brown? Achane is on a whole different level when it comes to talent. And I have one of the counsel calling in right now. Counsel for, I believe, the Chase Brown side. He is different. Chase Brown happens to fit in a perfect fit in a machine of an offense. Is this the counsel to Chase Brown live on the show? Thank you, Hammer, by the way. Hammer time. Okay. Counsel, you want to go ahead and speak on behalf of your client, Chase Brown?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. The second he had a competent quarterback, even with Joe Flacco from week 7 on, he was back on pace to be a top 3 or 4 back, including the touchdowns. And so that carries over to this year. You don't have to worry about them having to go out and trade for Joe Flacco. He's already there. And, I think he's easy pace for 12 or 1,300 rushing yards with 70 to 75 catches and 15 total touchdowns.
Yeah. This tears up my heartstrings on this one.
Me too.
I think that the part that makes this I don't want to reveal where this case is going. I guess I'm going to close it soon anyway. The thing that comes down to value, if all things are really close, could we say that the yardage has a real strong chance at being even? Despite the bad situation for the volume, he's the only one. There's a really good chance that they're getting the same kind of numbers in terms of yardage and receptions. This guy could get 65, 70 receptions. This guy could get 70, 80, get 80 receptions. So if they're going to be near each other in yardage, they're going to be near each other in receptions. It just comes down to touchdown equity. How much touchdown potential can Achane possibly have in an offense where, I think running quarterback, the yardage will be there. But running quarterback, some of the touchdowns will be vultured. Ollie Gordon also could vulture some touchdowns. It's within the realm of possibility that Achane has a ceiling of 10 or 11, maybe 12 total touchdowns and a floor of 7 or 8. I think that is a very realistic, logical
Most
take.
he's ever had is 12.
Right. So if he lives in a worse environment, doesn't live in the red zone, he's got to break them all off himself, or he has to get lucky with it. So we're probably 7 to 11, 7 to 12 total touchdown potential. If the numbers are the same outside of touchdowns, or even if they're within, let's say Chase Brown has 70 receptions, he has 60. It's 10 points. It's totally not even worth even arguing. Let's say he has, I don't know, 1,800 yards and he has 1,700. I mean, you're talking about a small amount of difference that can possibly be here for these two. It comes down to touchdown equity. Chase Brown feels like his floor of touchdowns might live near Achane's ceiling of touchdowns. Right. And in a worst case scenario, his touchdowns probably equal Achane's touchdowns. So then you have to make up for that by having him outperform Chase Brown in an offense that's spread out, that's living in the red zone, that's constantly got to be, you got Chase, Jamar Chase, you got Higgins, you got to worry about all these different assets on the field. It's a tall order as much as I want to argue Achane, and that's not this. Yep. This is one of my favorite players, Chase Brown, but I do believe my natural instinct is to say that Achane has to be ranked higher. But the truth is, it comes down to the touchdown equity. At the end of the day, the likelihood of Chase Brown outscoring Achane, I don't want to say it's significant, but it's pretty evident that the opportunity for touchdowns will be the difference maker here. And the very worst case scenario, or you could say best case scenario, how you're looking at it, is they're just even anyway. They're just even. Mm-hmm. I don't think unless there's an injury to Chase Brown or an injury to Achane that they're not damn near even across the board. But on the chance that you get ceiling touchdown potential instead of floor touchdown potential versus you have to have ceiling touchdown potential, I'm taking the gamble that Chase Brown can live anywhere between 9 total touchdowns and 15 or 16 or even 17 or 18. Like there is no cap to his total touchdowns. There's no reason he can't have an anomaly 18 touchdown season in Cincinnati when they're calling him Jamar Chase, baby Jamar Chase this year. They're going to run him all over the field. I came into this thing when I was starting the video with a predetermined notion that I would be ruling slightly in favor of at least a tie, or maybe saying I lean Chase DeVon Achane, but he's so close. And even through my own argument, I've already concluded that there's no answer but Chase Brown. Just on the touchdown equity. That's the only thing you need to hear.
Big part. Yep.
And so I'm going to close the case in favor of Chase Brown. Don't even need to hear from the Achane Council. This is a corrupt court, so I'll do whatever the hell I want. And this doesn't mean that. Let me end it here and say this doesn't mean that you don't try your best to own both. And maybe in a couple underdog drafts, maybe we try one tonight. We draft Chase Brown in round 1 at 11, 12. We know I'm going to get the 12 pick or the 10 pick. This will be the draft. I get a top 3 pick. But maybe we try and draft Chase Brown 3 picks earlier to get Chase Brown and Achane on the same team. I think that it would be what the kids call an uncommon common. It would be worth grabbing, scooping up, and seeing if it works. But this case is closed in favor of Chase Brown on the mere fact that he will live at and around the red zone and end zone so much that Achane just can't compete with his touchdown equity. It's not possible. And there's nothing he's doing wrong. It doesn't mean he's not one of the biggest steals in fantasy football. And I've just concluded tonight that my goal tonight, my objective tonight, is to draft both of them on the same team tonight to see how that feels. These are two monsters. You're winning leagues with both of them, but it comes down to touchdown equity. Case closed. Thank you for your support in this episode of the Fantasy Football Show Court. You are Smitty approved, both of you, but I'm giving the stamp of approval to Chase Brown.
You've just been Smitty approved.
That's a tough one, though, man. It's a tough one. Hammer, thank you for the super chat, by the way.
It's funny because
Daniel,
every few weeks I'll look at rankings that I have. I just have kind of my own rankings, and it was sometime last week. I was looking at it and I was like, okay, let me write out my top 10 running backs again. I just kind of do that as an exercise just to kind of keep myself honest about what my gut feel is. And it was around that time that I'm like, man, I think Chase Brown might be the play over Achane just slightly, because I arrived at the same thing as you. It's the touchdowns. And then I think Cincinnati's going to be a lot better this year, but I do think they might be fighting for a playoff spot or the division late. Whereas, like you've talked about, if Miami, is a 6 or 7 win team or a 4 win team or whatever, those last 2-3 weeks, they could shut down Achane and say, okay, moving on to next year. So
yeah.
I'm gonna have you have to weigh.
I'm gonna have a ranking on thefantasyfootballshow.com that is gonna have like a probably gonna be like some sort of toggle that you turn on the rankings that will essentially be like turn on the risk factor of who's most likely to sit, like, etc., and like show that. It's unfortunate that players that have teams that might be vying for quarterbacks in the 2026 NFL draft. By the way, I'll do another draft tonight, but we did get the 5 pick, so we can't implement it. It's unbelievable, but I'm happy enough to get this 5 pick. We'll go ahead and draft. Probably, I imagine we're going to get Achane more than Chase Brown. Chase Brown probably goes earlier, but we'll at the 2.8, we'll see what we can do. I imagine it'll be Achane. I think I'll go JSN, and I don't draft positions. I don't draft preconceived notions. I draft what the board gives me, but I can already tell you through immense experience drafting that probably looking at JSN and then hopefully Achane. And that's a remarkable start. Is it bad to have Hampton, Ladd, and redrafted? No, it's a high-octane offense, which gives you a pass to do that kind of stacking. But you got to be careful, not to like Atlanta, like Bijan in London. It sounds so great, right? But that can hamper you in redraft because it's not an offense that's going to guarantee to produce on all levels. Whereas Cincinnati can, Dallas can. Those are different situations. Even Philly is very good for that. I got the 11 pick, 12 man. Who should I aim for at 11? Love Genty, love Hampton, love Walker. Maybe the Chase Brown Achane combo. You could potentially do there. We're gonna try it tonight. Maybe we would. Genty Bowers. I don't know. I love that because I do think they're both gonna ball out. I'm not worried about stacking the LV guys. Play from behind, but you do have that threat of they could sit them if they get banged up. So there's that, you do have to worry about that. On the clock here, Jackson Smith and Jigba is the top guy there. I'm going to take him, and then we'll just see if we can get Achane on the flip back, and then we'll get back to this real quick. But you could go Hampton and Bowers if you want, or Walker and Bowers. You could go James Cook and Bowers, JT and Bowers. You don't have to necessarily go both those guys. I will say that if it's tight end premium, this makes a ton of sense. If it's not tight end premium, I like getting Bowers a little later. And if you're doing more than one draft, J Money, I would probably leave Bowers for the next team. If you and go ahead and go balance and come out with AJ Brown and Genty and go that route. If it's 10 man, it says 12 man. If it's 3 mandatory wide receivers, that is my pick. If it's 2 mandatory wide receivers, 2 running backs and a flex, or just 2 wide receivers mainly, then I could go running back a lot easier, where I would take Genty and Hampton, Genty and Achane, Genty and Chase Brown, etc. Good questions. Daniel the Commander dropping a sticker and also in the building here tonight. Happy birthday, Pops. One last time before the night is over. Hope you insist. Proud of me, my sons, and here and her daughter. I love you all to the moon. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate you. Happy birthday to Pops. Thank you for dropping the super chat and being here, Daniel to the moon. I think we got a couple more super chats before we get back over to the draft. Let's see here. We got offered Chase Brown and Coker for a late 28 first rounder and a mid 29 first rounder. What?
Late 28 first rounder, mid 29 second rounder.
Yeah, I don't know what you're, bro. I'd give up Chase.
What are you waiting for?
I would give up 3 first rounders. I give up 3 mid first rounders for Chase Brown. So that is an easy smash, man. I'm not sure what we're looking at. Mark, come on.
Just been Smitty approved.
Those are the ones where I do wonder if that's actually a trade, or are you kicking around a late night idea, like a Jerry Maguire memo type of thing. Got it for Chase Brown. That's crazy, bro. That's awesome. If you get that, pull that off. Come back. We celebrate in your name, bro. Achane or Genty and London, or Achane or Genty and London, or AJ Brown. Genty goes in round 1, bro. So Genty's my pick here. Oh man, did Achane go? Yeah, he did.
Yep.
So man,
Chase Brown. Oh no, Chase Brown went at 12.
I guess I got to go AJ Brown. Okay. divert plan of attack. If Jeremiah Love's there at 3.5, I probably would take him. Doesn't look like he will be, though. So we're going to A.J. Brown. We might be going. This is interesting. Usually, there could be, let's see who's drafting here. Who took Achane? Let me see if I know. A couple of these names look familiar, so it might be hard to deploy this in here, but we'll see how this looks. I think it could still work pretty well. We'll go over the picks too in a second, Achane or Genty. So Genty, because Achane's a second rounder and a mid to late second rounder, which is its league winning. But Genty's a 1. And A.J. Brown's like borderline 14, 15, 16 for me. And London's like 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Like, so the easy answer is Genty and A.J. Brown. But I could get behind anything, bro. I could get behind Genty and Achane. I could get behind Achane and A.J. Brown. You really might win no matter what you pick in this combination. Those are fantastic players, bro. But that's Genty and AJB are the highest rated ones by me. Just what the doctor ordered Commanders get Diggs. It's not BTJ, but I'll take it. This is Rock Out. Someone I was pointing to for the Commanders to get it. Yeah, look, I don't know why they took so long, leaving him out there. I think they're just looking into the legal thing. You know what this makes me think? That he signed, that the league cleared his legal situation in their own interior investigation. Because no one was touching it, and then all of a sudden he signs. I think that the league's like, you're good. You're good.
They have to know nothing's coming from it, I would think.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. So what surprises do we have here? Genty in the second's great. Chase Brown went. I think potentially we have a few people in here because Chase Brown just went at 12, which never really happens. So I think we got some snipers in the building. When I go live, a lot of people just join. Like I got Ray G will join like every draft known to man. Like anytime we're going live. Patrick Mahomes what is going on there? Okay, so Jeremy, why would you do that? Whoever drafted that, this is not a superflex. This is a best ball mania. Jeremiah Love's the clear pick here. I could go, Breece Hall or Buka, or like that's really what we're dealing with at this point. And no, thank you. I'll take Jeremiah Love deserves. Love could be, honestly, in the conversation of Walker, Achane, Hampton. It's possible. Like, I know the situation scares people, but that scare has booted him all the way down to the 2.12, 3.1. And I got him at 3.5. So not only am I getting him way past the amount of risk that needs to be baked in for you to take him, but it's even 5 picks later than that. So this is a home run of a trio right here. What'd you say, Travis?
Team 3 is going to be pissed at me, but they're definitely trying to stack all the Rams because they took Kyron with the second pick. So I guarantee they go for Adams in the 4th.
Never seen a draft. I've never seen a draft like this before. This is unreal. I feel like what are these names in here? Let me see if I can recognize anybody. I don't recognize Team 3. I don't know why in the hell you would do that. It's just
he wants the Rams. I guarantee that's what he's trying to do.
He'll probably miss out on some of it. Yeah, the Chase Brown, Henry, Hall, Higgins team. I don't love what he did with that team overall. To be honest, to come out with Higgins as your 1. I love Chase Brown, but that isn't what I would have done with that team. Cook, Genty, Olave, McConkey's pretty solid. Do I think it wins? Probably not, but I think it's good. Garrett Wilson, Book are 2 fine wide receivers to get with JT and Hampton. JJ, Achane, and Javonte. We'll see what he does here. Could be very sneaky depending on what this pick is. McBride's always a steal. Loveland, that could work. That team's pretty good. Lamb, Walker, McBride's unbelievable. And let's see what he gets here. Maybe he grabs Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers already gone. Yeah, he goes in the 3rd round. It's so insane. Ted McMillan. I don't hate it. 4th round Ted McMillan is fine. It was the 3rd round Ted McMillan where Zay Flowers is going, where people are off their rocker. Same with Devontae Smith, who, because there's a few people in this draft that are from the show and they hear me talk about how bad it is to draft Devontae Smith at 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. He always falls in the drafts that I do. So we definitely have 2 or 3 people watching right now that are show people that are sniping here. That pick, Luther Burden. Okay, so ETN is there. I continue to love that pick. Mike Evans. Should we go early Tootin or just go ETN? 4 seconds.
Either one. I like ETN.
I'm going to, because I don't have, oh, never mind. I thought I had more time than that. But I was smart. I checked ETN and timed out on it, which is fine. I was gonna go Basial early, but I think we'll see if he falls. He probably could fall. He's very close. Devontae Adams will probably go here or the next pick if you're correct on what this guy's trying to do. Neighbors, London, Bijan's very, very good. Let's see what this guy screws up or continues.
No, Scatterville.
Yeah, that's wild. But this one right here is going to be interesting. But Bijan, London, Neighbors, can he draft smartly? Adams, that was good. Those are 4 really good players. This guy, I don't know what the hell he's doing. Like, what would make you even do this? Because Mahomes is going to last so long. Like, it doesn't. There's no. Sometimes you like say with Kyron, like, in Warren, what are you doing? What are you doing? The only explanation is that mathematically, like, you look at where these guys can go, and this person might have in their mind, in their Excel sheet or whatever, that the players that they have to get right craft. I don't. This is a $25 entry Best Ball Mania. Why in the world? Yeah, this is definitely a show person watching right now. The Tootin, they're going with the team, the Fantasy Football Show. It's a remarkable team right there. Good job, bro.
Team one could reach on those guys later though and get them.
But here's the mathematical like theory behind why some people do this. It's stupid, but the players that they've identified right here that they're going to get, they have to take them there, and they've identified these players for whatever reason to be players they also want. So they, no matter how it shakes out, they've got to pick like 4 guys. Oh, hold on. Mike Evans is pretty good here. Hendy also. I want to go Mike Evans, though. And so they end up like, you have to reach on 4 of the 8 that they're trying to, we say if you drafted from round 5 and you took nothing but players from round 5, you could win a league. Or round 5 and 6 specifically. Like, that's kind of like what they're bringing to the table. They're trying to draft this group of players that go with their theory or whatever, but or they're drafting around a certain bye week, which I can't figure yet. Let me pull up their team and see. Like, are they drafting around bye Mageddon? Are they drafting around? So Gibbs, Pickens. Let me see if I can figure out what the hell this person's doing. So bye week 5, bye week 6, bye week 14, bye week 13, bye week 11. I can't tell. I'd have to look into the schedule to see if like that's bye Mageddon or something like that, like that he's planning around, like drafting players that don't have a bye week in week number 11 or 10 or 9 or whatever it is. But that's just a awful team. And this is a $25 entry, which is crazy, and you're not going to get it thrown out just by drafting a bad team. Like, they don't just always. I think I've been in 2 leagues where I've gotten an email saying that the draft was canceled. You've been refunded. There's the detection of something wild going on, caused them to cancel the draft because like this guy might be looking up this theory he has and trying to implement it. This one right here from J Money. J Money says, I got the 1.11, got offered the 1.7 pick. Take it. Yes. I hate swap draft slots.
Well, I get it. I see a ton of this year with, I really want the 1.11 or 1.12 because it's a quick turnaround and I'm willing to give up an earlier pick for it without getting anything back. That's the key.
Yeah. Update trade is accepted. It's posted in the Patreon. Where's my meatloaf, Mark? So what did Mark get again? What was the trade?
I told him he only gets half a slice of meatloaf because he didn't do the trade faster. It was the Chase Brown and Coker for the first and second.
Yeah, no
first and 29 second.
No ketchup, but standing ovation.
Yeah. Good trade. Yeah. Sure.
No ketchup for you though. That's to even ask us, but. Unbelievable trade. How do you get Chase Brown for a mid first rounder? Like, even if you said
In
it,
2028.
even if you said though is 2027 probably going to be like 3 or 4 overall, like I give up that an additional 28 first rounder for Chase Brown. So, congratulations, Mark. That's fantastic. What's this guy going to do now? Like, if he gets back on track, that's when you know he's doing some weird, stupid bye week theory. Kelsey. I mean, it's okay, look, I'm not this horrible team, but stacking Kelsey and Mahomes here, he's got something going on, obviously. He's going to take Worthy at some point. He took Jahmyr Gibbs. If he was trying to screw around, I mean, he's clearly not. He's screwing around on that. Kittle. So this is his theory. His theory is he's going to try and, which is just ridiculous, but try and outscore every other person at the tight end position.
Yeah.
I don't know what his deal is with Mahomes. That pick
doesn't matter because it's total points.
Right, but what he's probably in his mind thinking is that he's got some sort of tight end theory that he can't grab Mahomes in this range, so he has to take him up. There's no way you can win doing this. This is the worst strategy known to man. It's also giving everybody an advantage and getting a team that they probably wouldn't normally get to draft, and so that's why there's a chance that they could get thrown out. I could bully QB at this point, but I think I'll go. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Why not try bully QB given the way this guy's drafting? It's giving me a little bit of an edge. I could have went MHJ. I really like MHJ at this stage, but I think I'm going to continue hunting that wide receiver 4 or flex position because all I need is a flex at this point, and now I've bully QB'd. And honestly, another reason why is this could even create a QB run. I know this is weird to think about this much detail, but this guy has no quarterback, and he's the most dangerous team here. Not that we together couldn't both be 1 and 2 to make it out of this contest through weeks 1 through 14 to get into the playoffs, but there will be a QB run, and I have, I'm definitely going to dominate him in the quarterback category. And I need, looking at it, I think his team and my team are very close anyway. I don't think he's better, but I think he's easily equal. And now I just got an edge on him. So, I don't know. Bully QB hasn't been something I've deployed a ton this year, but I felt like that was a good one. MHJ's questionable enough. I like him a lot, but he's questionable enough to say, do I need it? No. Like, if I get Coker later, might I get the same production? In my mind, maybe MHJ is way better than that, but maybe he's not. And Burrow and May will dominate the quarterback scoring in this particular group. So this guy will be stuck with. I mean, he'll still get a good quarterback, but also coming up, there's definitely a couple picks that I really really like. That I probably would have been thinking about, like a Stafford or something later. So now I don't have to, and I can grab those guys that I like. So it's kind of not a big deal. Bully Q being this late. Dynasty, this is EA Goats Dynasty Superflex Tight End Premium Draft. Bijan Hampton Dart Fan is ridiculous, bro. Who is a player that I'm eyeballing soon. Fannin, who would you take next? Hendy, Walker, Rice, Hall, or AJB? Wow, bro, those guys are all available still. Travis, you like Hendy or Rice more in Dynasty? I love Walker, but I think Hendy gets a nudge over him in Dynasty for me. And Rice
me too.
Is still young. I might. You need a receiver, bro. Go Rice.
Yeah, that's okay.
Hopefully Hendy's still there. Walker, I could see him still lasting. I go Rice and hope that Hendy, falls to that next pick. And Superflex tight end premium, Hendy might fall. Thank you, EA. Appreciate you. God, this guy, I don't know what I'm like really curious what he's going to do, but everyone's saying that he's going to get thrown out. It's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go Jonathan Brooks. Let me explain it in a second when I get through this next pick. My only concern, I almost let Brooks fall. I don't think Brooks. He could have made it to my. He could have maybe made it to my next pick. Maybe no, probably not. But my fear here is that this guy is drafting. I'm surprised he drafted Kelsey to be on. There's Fannin. Damn it! I was hoping Fannin was going to fall to me. I wanted Fannin bad. This team would have been probably untouchable if Fannin would have fallen. But I was afraid that this guy, he's just going to grab another tight end. Like he's doing some weird tight end build here. Travis Hunter. God, this is the worst draft I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen anything this bad.
I don't even know if there's any rhyme or reason to this. I guess, like you said, he does that. He's relying on Gibbs, Pickens, and Mahomes to outscore all the other positions. And he's just going to take a bunch of ceiling plays or something.
Yeah, like, I mean, the Dak Prescott is like a logical pick amongst all of this trash. And
I know.
It's just like, what are you doing, bro? I mean, and I don't see anything. I'm not identifying anything that makes sense as to why he'd be like, well, I have to take these guys up here so I can get these guys because they all go in the same spot. It's like none of it makes sense. It's just you're throwing $25 down the drain and you're giving everybody else an edge, which is why these can get thrown out as if they're like, it's not fair in a Best Ball Mania contest where someone can draft a team that no one else can draft because someone's in here botching it. You know what I mean? Like someone's buddy could be in here doing that so that his buddy can get a good team. That's the way they're fearing it. But it has to be pretty bad. And if there's any sense to it at all, like it, I haven't seen very many things get thrown out because, someone could argue like I'm a grown man and these are my picks.
Right.
So I don't know. I like Josh Downs here. I think Josh Downs could have a really, really, he could be like a top 15 wide receiver. Like it happened in a snap. All right, call in.
You could do it like Wandale did last year.
Yeah.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Man, this is a nonsense team. Just a nonsense team, man. Super chat here from TX. Appreciate you. And you should keep to Superflex JSN May 9th. What is JSN's keeper? 3rd. So May in the 9th, JSN in the 3rd, and Achane in the 4th.
Obviously May.
Superflex. Yeah. Who's your second though? I don't know. I guess I'd say JSN because I don't know. You could go either way.
Yeah.
But what player would you'd have Achane and a 3rd rounder, or you'd have JSN and a 4th rounder? Like don't think of anything else. So what is JSN and what player? Let's say it's like Hendy-ish. JSN and Hendy versus Achane and Burden or something like that.
Super flex too, so guys can get pushed down a little bit.
Yeah.
In terms of if he already has his May.
I'd take JSN. I mean, May's unbelievable. He's a receiver. He lasts longer. If there's like a limit, like 2 years, and then you have to throw him back, then maybe we re-talk about it. But if it's a long-term, keep him as many years as you want at that round, or if it climbs to the point where it becomes a 1 and then you can no longer keep him, then maybe Achane over JSN, maybe not. But just because you're going to get him Achane for a 3rd next year, then a 2nd. But the thing about JSN is like you're going to get him for a 3rd, a 2nd, you'll still do it. And then you could even argue if he is good, you could say like I'll take him in 1 too. But so you could keep them both there in theory, like 3 years. Next pick, we could take Worthy right here. Really screw up his plan. He's like, damn it! I gotta start all over. I gotta now I gotta go ruin someone else's draft. I'm gonna go a little early with Coker just because there's a couple people in this draft, and I think they're in this territory right here that are kind of snagging some guys a little early, and so I know it's the guy I want. I could easily try and grab, and it wasn't that big of a reach, but he probably would have been going maybe right here, right after my pick, like cutting it close. Who's on the phone line, by the way? Oh, Chuck Nasty, you're live.
Yo, what's up? So I will give my argument for Achane, even though I think it's Brown. I think Achane gets a ton of garbage time points and just passes, receptions, yards in like the third, fourth quarter when they're getting blown out. But that's really my only take. But I agree with your point with Chase Brown. It's just like he's just on the better team overall. So it's tough to,
I bet Tesla here. Yeah, I bet you guys guy goes Tesla here or something. I think. Okay, so he's gone Dobbs. He's gone Debo and Kittle. He's grabbed Dak and Pickens. He's definitely he's got Kelsey, Mahomes. I don't know what he's doing though. This is ridiculous. We shouldn't even be wasting our time trying to figure it out because whatever he's trying to do is wrong.
No, yeah.
It's like there's no.
I don't know. I think he's just taking guys who can have huge games now. Because like Romeo Dobbs every once in a while has a big game. Debo every once in a while has a monster game.
It's not weekly winners.
Trying to get into the mind of a maniac.
Yeah.
You doing like a stack thing?
No, there's no. I mean, he's getting some people stacked, but there's no logic to it whatsoever. Here, I'm gonna go Keaton Mitchell here. I like that. Pick. I think that's pretty good.
I was gonna ask that, Smitty. Like, where's the end of my these my home league drafts coming up in these drafts? Like, how many rounds are you reaching for Keaton Mitchell? Like towards the end of the draft, where if you have Hampton,
I mean, just you're never reaching much past the suggested rank because you got to take that into account that people are fickle. They're not going to want to be laughed at. The more grandma league, the more likely, unless you're playing in a league where, Ham from accounting or, Jake from billing, they're like Denver fans. And they're going to draft Bo Nix in the third round, no matter what. It's always Denver fans that do that stuff too. But past that, I mean, just take him ahead of his ADP. Don't just count ADP spots. Make sure that your next pick isn't going to be beyond his ADP, and that's it. That drafting a round early is fine, but there's no pick that I can give you that would cross all platforms and make sense.
Right. Now I just know that if you have Hampton, you definitely want to cuff.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
All right, let me read this one real quick. $15 super chat from my boy. I don't know who. How do I say it? 5719. Hey, Smitty, I'm in a 14-man PPR league drafting from the 10th spot. Can you do an ideal first 4 picks for me on your board? Yeah, sure can. What? From the 10th spot? I'm a professional from the 10th spot, bro. I've done. Nobody's drafted from this spot more than I have because I just keep getting handed it left and right. Unless I want to try the Chase Brown stack. From the 10th spot, I really love going. It's nice to have Lamb here when he does fall. Obviously, JSN is not going to fall or he'd be a lock. But Lamb and then getting one of the RBs, it really puts you in a good position to where you can take Josh Allen if you wanted and you didn't like what was going on. Lab McConkey is not bad here. But the wide receiver, running back, wide receiver. And you can go Genty, AJB, Hampton, AJB, Cook, AJB if you want. But I'd go Genty or Hampton, AJB, probably. And then that sets you up with just being free to do whatever you want with these picks. Garrett Wilson's decent. ETN's decent. But it really does put you in a position where you're not beholden to like a position of need. Let's see what I can do here. Hold on, let me go to the tight end position. Who is available? I'm going to time out probably on Gadsden. I just queued him. I still like Gadsden a lot. I might do the Njoku Gadsden. I don't believe in Kohler. Do either one of you guys think that there's anything to this weird out of nowhere? Like Kohler is going to be a breakout. Like from what? Like you're looking back in college and he played good here. Like what are we doing? Kohler, I don't know. I don't know that I see it. I don't think they bring him in. Gadsden was so phenomenal. Kohler feels like he's going to block. I don't care if he's at production in college here or there. It feels like he's a block. Teams are bringing in for the personnel packages, the extra tight end. They're trying to roll in the 12 or a 13 personnel setup. Happens quite a bit, and I just think Gadsden's.
I can't imagine McDaniel like not using a weapon like that.
I mean,
I also think he brought him in for the 13 personnel, just run block, but
so anyway, from the 10 pick, I love if you want to go RB in 10, especially if it's, did he say it was 10 man?
Yeah, he said it was 10.
14 man, he said.
Oh, 14.
So I definitely feel like that balance is better. 5719. If you go out with balance, you're definitely in a better position. Even more so. If you go 12 man, I like balance. Don't need it, but I like it. 10 man, I'm going running back more than anything. 14 man, I'm almost surely going balance if possible. Just because when you get back, you're not going to know what's in store for you. It'll definitely be a very advantageous situation to have full command of what you're doing. Hold on. I'm going to time out here, so I just had to snag Jonah Coleman. DJ, 1 second, just mute yourself real quickly. So Mitchell, Coleman, Jonathan Brooks, ETN. I don't know. I'm not like as satisfied with his team as I want to be. It's good though. JSN, AJB, Love, ET. Actually, that's pretty damn good. JSN, AJB,
I like it.
Love, ETN.
JSN, AJB is a great start.
May, Burrow. You know what? What am I saying? This is a fantastic team. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
JSN, AJ Brown. Yeah, that might be.
Yeah,
I just don't know if it's going to get thrown out. I haven't had very many teams thrown out, but now he's getting even worse. It's getting worse. He's Deebo Samuel, Dobbs, Trey Tucker, Omar Cooper Jr. I don't know if this guy handed his phone to his kid, and his kid's literally just like starring the players, and the dad's passed out.
Timed out on Mahomes, and then just decided
no.
He had Mahomes in his queue, and then decided to dump the draft. Or
I don't know. It could be that he thinks he can get it thrown out and get a refund, but what will happen is Underdog will. You got to be careful because Underdog's going to say, the integrity of the apps in question. If people smash a draft and then they keep getting emailed that they're sorry, that doesn't count, and they're like, bro, like I just drafted the winning team. Like I might feel phenomenal about this. They can't have that happen often, or you imagine they're going to be like, bro, you're done. You draft like this and make us do this. You got one warning. Like I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm not pretending to know what their policy is, but I can't imagine they're like cool with this. Where they say, oh yeah, you can get out of it. It just, do that. It's just automated. Thank you again, Tex, for that super chat. This one here, 12 team. PPR, Genty, JT, Neighbors, Devontae Smith, Tootin, May. Like the team a lot, Mahomes. Really, really good squad, bro. Very, very good squad. 12-man, Genty. I don't even think you need to do anything. Other than if this is a best ball, then you're good. Good team. If you can trade, I'm trading Devontae Smith because the value's through the roof. Devontae Smith and Dobbins for one player. Devontae Smith and Diggs off of the hype. for one player, Devontae
Yep.
Smith, Michael Wilson, Devontae Smith, just trying to do any of that stuff. Devontae Smith and Mahomes to upgrade Mahomes slightly, something like that. That's what I'm doing personally. I just don't. I'm taking advantage of that Devontae Smith value. I shouldn't say slightly, like get something that's worth losing him. But you got Michael Wilson. You know, if you do trade Devontae Smith and Mahomes for a quarterback upgrade, you have Michael Wilson you can throw in. Dobbins and Devontae Smith for like one slightly better player. That's probably what I would strongly consider. And I'm on the clock here. What does my team look like so far? Burrow and Drake May. Got one tight end. I could use some receivers. Zachariah Branch. Been taking him a lot lately. A lot. And Njoku, where is he at? Part of me wonders if I should go Njoku. I like Sadiq a little bit here. Trying to think maybe he does a little more in best ball than. Where did Ferguson go? Oh, right before my pick. That was early. I was going to say I could go Parker, Washington, and Ferguson with Gadsden, but now I might just go Njoku and Parker, Washington. So Gadsden and Njoku, and if I miss on it, which I don't think I will. I mean, I could go Kohler, eat the bye week, and just say no matter what, I got Jonnu Smith or Darren Waller. Like, look at Miami Mike does, or Malibu Mike does with the tight end position. If I did eat the bye week and I did grab all three, I mean, how do I not score very well? Maybe he just doesn't use the tight end this year. I don't know.
I think he will.
that Kohler is just there to block.
That's what we think, but that's not what they're saying.
That's what he does.
Well, but that's not what they're saying. So it's like a little bit like I agree with you, DJ. I think it's weird. I don't think there's anything to it, but they do talk about it quite a bit, and it's like, I'm gonna go a little early on Cyrus Allen just because my next three picks have to be tight ends and a quarterback anyway. So I'm not ready to make the decisions there anyway. So this is the only other non-quarterback tight end position I'm going to draft, and I'm just grabbing the guy I really like. I don't know, boys. I like this squad a lot. Okay, so what's the vote? What's the vote here? Go Parkinson and Njoku, and that way I'll have Gadsden and Njoku, and then a backup plan in Parkinson. Does it sound good? Or do I go all? Golf, thank you. You like that plan?
Yeah, I like that one.
I'd go Parkinson.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's good.
571 says, hey, Smitty, I'm in a 14-man PPR drafting from the 10 spot. Can you do an ideal? Oh, I just read that one. Thank you, my boy. Appreciate you dropping that super chat. Again, running back is fun. It's a little hard from that pick in a 14-man. Try and get balanced, bro. I think you can get AJB in the second round with your pick. If you don't get him, then you get London or Neighbors. In a 14-man league, you could go Genty or Hampton or Genty or Cook or whatever, JT, and then take Neighbors. That might be the way to go. You guys would take Neighbors in a 14-man at the... So it would be what? What pick would that be? 10. That's so late. I can't even fit. What would it be? It'd be 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17th pick, I guess. So, yeah, Neighbors. Yeah. Take Neighbors. Neighbors, AJB, or London in the second round. Take Genty or Hampton or Walker or Chase Brown or Achane with your first pick. Whatever. I'm fine with it.
Nice 14 man, so kind of need all the help you can get. So, I'd shoot for upside.
Parkinson, do 11. Hey, DJ, what's up, my boy?
Best show on the planet, Smitty. What's up, squad? Wanted to jump in about Cola. He might even outsnap in terms of just tight ends, in terms of he'll be on the field. Whatever cap news and what have you, I think his role is and has been, a blocker. So, Njoku with Gatson or Parkinson, yeah, that tends to make sense. Interesting. In this particular draft, maybe it's because of Team 1 that it's just kind of skewed. But you have Dobbins going, 8? Then Harvey 9. And then you were able to get, if I'm not mistaken, who was it? Coleman. And 11. Those 3 guys going in that particular draft round is pretty interesting. I don't think I've seen that. And I'm not too sure why Dobbins' draft capital is as it is. So I just wanted to point that out, But Team 1 may have, I don't know, skewed it, that it felt like that.
Well, this guy keeps sniping some things here and there when I say it, so Njoku he took right after. I don't know why you would take Njoku if you don't have Gadsden. Like I said, that's a stupid pick if you don't have Gadsden. Let's go with good old, I don't know, I guess I'll come back to that. Do I want a running back? Do I take Brissett or do I take Sean Tucker or, yeah. I went Brissett. I mean, I got Jeremiah Love, ETN, Jonathan Brooks, Keaton Mitchell, and Coleman. Could maybe use another RB. I could take a gamble on, because I don't know that the tight ends are worth anything right here. I could take a gamble on another RB and just say Gadsden by week 7 and Colby Parkinson, very good year last year, by week 11, and just leave it there. We'll see what the tight ends are when we come back around to my pick, but I don't think there's anything worth. Like Gesicki, I kind of like, and I got Burrow, so I'll look at that. Tunjis is decent. I could go Eli Raridan in New England, but I don't know what he'll do this year, but maybe he does something.
They think he's going to be playing the Hooper role right away at the minimum. I don't know what the ceiling is. He looks good, but.
What do you think? Go with another RB, considering my RB room is pretty light but good. Love, I mean, I have 5 guys. It's not light in numbers, but Love, ETN, Brooks, Keaton Mitchell, and Coleman. Like Brooks, Keaton Mitchell, and Coleman are not guaranteed starters, so obviously Coleman and Mitchell aren't yet at all. But Brooks is kind of perceived to be the starter. Like, do I take a gamble on having no other tight end, or do I go Raridan to cuff to May?
Either way, I mean, I think Raridan will have a couple games. I mean, Hunter Henry's still the guy, but
I could go Vidal and cuff that to Keaton. I don't have Hampton, but just having that.
That's not a bad idea at all either. Because, I mean, Vidal did well.
Yeah, I like him.
So God forbid, Hampton abducted by aliens or something.
Yeah, or Ollie Gordon's interesting. He'll get touchdowns.
Yeah.
Mike Washington, Braylon Allen, and Gesicki's still there. So I guess for now, he's there. Do I go Gesicki with Burrow, Raridan with Drake May, because I only have Colby Parkinson and Gadsden? Or do I say, be damned, going Gadsden and Colby Parkinson, balls to the wall, give me that extra RB, because that's the more important position?
Those 2 tight ends aren't bad to have. Not bad. I mean, they're attached to top 5 offenses, top 5, top 10 quarterbacks,
And I think I'll be able to. I think I'll need that running back rotation, that possibility a little more.
Yeah, I'd go Vidal, honestly.
I'll go Vidal, I could go.
Well, I think, yeah, and I think with that said, look, you know, your tight end room is what it is. Not that it's weak, but trying to win there at this point, yeah, go something else. And if I were to go to tight end, my vote would be
Vidal, come
the
on,
guy
bro.
in New England. Just my opinion.
Come on, Vidal, bro. Why you gotta take Vidal? You don't have any part of that. Let's go. I guess I'll go Ollie Gordon. I think he could get touchdowns, so we're fine with that. That's a team, man. This is a team.
Ollie could be good.
I'm liking the squad here. Smith, JSN, AJB, Jeremiah Love, ETN, Mike Evans, Drake May, Joe Burrow, Bully QB, Jonathan Brooks, Joshua Downs is a sneaky pick, Jalen Coker, sneaky pick, Mitchell, sneaky pick, Gadsden, we'll see. I like him a lot. We love him, but Jonah Coleman, Zachariah Branch, Cyrus Allen, Colby Parkinson, Brissett, and Gordon. Ollie Gordon, I like it. That's probably one of my better Best Ball Mania teams, honestly. It's pretty good.
I was going to ask about Downs because, like, one of those guys in Indy's going to pop, you know, like, probably a good team to have a receiver on, you know, and it's not like Pierce is missing time, you know, so, like, Downs could be sneaky this year.
I like Downs a lot. What are chances Dart top 5 QB AJB to the moon? Thank you, Rome. I mean, per start, it's in the cards, bro, but I don't know that I'm, like, super into the idea of like expecting anything along those lines whatsoever. Just because you got too many ballers, bro, that are at the quarterback position this year, and he's got Matt Nagy. There's almost no way he can be consistently and then finish top 5. I think he can show signs of it, but Matt Nagy is in the way. It's kind of like, think of it like Trevor Lawrence, how good Trevor Lawrence is. We knew Trevor Lawrence would be this good, but he couldn't do it with Urban Meyer. He couldn't do it until he got Liam Cohen. Jackson Dart will and can get there, but he's not doing it with Matt Nagy. Could he survive? Yes. Could he be 12 or 11 or 9 or top 7 per start and get hurt because of Nagy? Yes, but the odds of him being a top 5 QB, top 7 QB under Matt Nagy are almost slim to none. It's not his fault. It's just going to be a throwaway year. That's why I think both the Harbaughs the game is passed him by. I don't care what anybody says. I stick to that. And Mike McDaniel is going to make that situation in LAC look like one of the Harbaughs is sane and got it all together because he's the offensive coordinator. He's only as good as his offensive coordinator. His offensive coordinator is about to get a New York Jets head coaching job because of the season he's about to have. So everyone's going to be like, oh, Harbaugh's so great, you see? And over in New York, you have what feels like imbecile decision-making where you're hiring Matt Nagy as your head coach. I just don't understand how you think it's the right move at all. I just don't get it. There's nothing that you can say to me that I'm going to accept as as that it makes sense. And then on top of that, like, we don't talk about enough is, what about Greg Roman? You bring in Greg Roman? Greg Roman's disaster.
Yeah, really.
Greg Roman and Nagy are probably two of the stupidest moves that Harbaugh could have made. That shows how incompetent he is right now in this racket that Bill Belichick, one of the best coaches of all time, couldn't coach anymore in. Like, it's just the game passed him by. The game is passing by the Harbaughs. They're not, especially when you aren't play calling head coaches. You're done. You're a dinosaur in this industry. You're a dinosaur. Sirianni's hanging on because he knows how to delegate a little bit, and and Campbell, such a good cheerleader. Vrabel, good cheerleader, but it's a dying breed. Or if it exists, it's going to exist by way of they know how to bring in the right personnel. That's where you're going to have a couple keep surviving.
The game passes them by quicker too. They have a shorter shelf life, I think, because they can be the cheerleader and the locker room guy, but because they aren't necessarily coaching up positions like crazy, the game changes, and every 5 or 6 years the type of people that come into the game change. The kids playing now coming into the game are way different from 10 years ago. Their personality, the way they do practice, all that.
Well, this is why I'll lean into Harbaugh and LA, because what we're talking about here is Nagy, Roman. At the very least, from a standpoint of having a pulse and understanding who he is, Harbaugh's like, no, we got to get Malibu Mike. We got to get Miami Mike here. Whereas his brother in New York, in my opinion, like you said, Smitty, kind of incompetence. And the bigger issue is you couldn't find anybody else. Is it that nobody wants to, see there?
Well, they were counting. They were counting on, the coaching carousel thing. If you remember, didn't go their direction at the last second. And when, who was it? Dable? Who was it that they were trying to? Was it Dable or was it?
Well, that would have been ideal.
Yeah, but when it fell,
I think we were hoping.
When it fell through, the options were slim, and they're like, "Let's go with Matt Nagy," but that's incompetence. It's true incompetence. But Roman's like putting, making a cake with expired ingredients and bad eggs, and then putting sour frosting on top is Roman. Adding Greg Roman to the mix. It's like you got Matt Nagy and Roman in charge of your entire offense, essentially. Like that you might as well have Nathaniel Hackett and Eberflus in charge of your offense. Like that's how bad this is. Or Adam Gase.
I would imagine that Malibu Mike was on the radar in New York. Had to have been. Naturally.
100%.
Get into a puppy three. Puppy 3, guys.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm just jumping into one. They fill up quick, though. The puppy 3 really fill up.
Yeah, well, this is true, but you got a New York market. You got a young quarterback. Neighbors' defense has been filling out. And again, it's Harbaugh. It's supposed to be, Harbaugh. So at the very least, and I'm a little biased, at the very least, Harbaugh is indeed on his way out in L.A. He knew enough, and the organization finally knew enough to say, okay, well, we got to get something, not a Nagy or default, because this is what Harbaugh in Baltimore seems to be just trying to bring up to NY. I'll pause. Hold on.
Hey, good news. We got the 10 pick like clockwork again. So let's go Chase Brown and Achane. Let's try it. You think anybody in the draft's going to be like, oh, this draft's getting thrown out? Chase Brown at 10? or I mean, he went at 12 at the other pick. And I mean, we know he's a great pick, but I'm just kidding. But I don't know. Let's see how it goes too. Like, it depends who's there. What do you think, Travis? Should we go Chase Brown and Achane, or should we just grab Genty if he's there?
I don't know. Yeah. Can't hurt to try it, right?
I mean, you do want to try some slightly different variants, just not what that guy did at the 1 pick. Good Lord. What do you guys think in the chat? Chase Brown and Achane, or just go Genty and don't mess around with it?
Genty for me.
We got a lot of Genty though. Should we try it? Is it a strategy we should deploy? We kind of talked about deploying it, so and then now we have a chance to do it. What say the chat? Vote. What do you guys think? I'm going to try it.
That could be good because if they smash, I mean, that's like...
Chase Brown? Now, the problem is going to be Genty falls, and then now we can get Genty and Chase Brown. And we're like, damn it, then we could have just taken Genty and then Chase Brown instead of, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to suck. We're going to be like, damn it, now. Okay, there goes Genty. That's good. Hampton and Walker are fantastic picks here, too. You know, talking about having any one of these four guys, but Achane and Chase Brown are unbelievable. I mean, you could say that Hampton and Chase Brown in their offense. Come on, bro. Who's drafting at that pick, bro? Why you even doing that? Jeez, man. Unreal. Chase Brown and Bowers or Chase Brown and Hampton, boys? Because he took Genty and Achane just to snipe us. Oh no, Barkley. I didn't do what I said.
One's not bad.
I don't want Barkley though. I hate Barkley. I don't hate Barkley as a person. I just hate the pick. I hate the pick. I can't stand the pick.
Yeah, it's a rough range.
Can't stand the pick.
I mean, they're going to run the ball a lot more this year. So
yeah, but Bigsby's already getting half the work. Like, I'm not saying that will hold, but that I don't want him.
Is that really a thing? Because I keep hearing that. Is that like?
Well, I mean,
kind of like
they're saying it.
I know, but
it's being reported in camp. I mean, I think Barkley. There's a risk of him getting hurt for sure if they overfeed him. His mileage is through the roof, bro. And he's an injury-prone player that has stayed relatively healthy, but like that's why I don't want him. I mean, that's why I'm adamant about like I don't want Barkley on my team this year. I like him. I know. I think Travis feels a little differently than I do about it, but it's not so much that I couldn't get behind it at the right ADP, but at this cost where I'm getting these other monsters like Walker, Hampton, Genty, Achane, Chase Brown, there's zero chance of me taking Barkley at that. If he fell
I
here,
wouldn't take them over them.
like Barkley and Henry should be neck and neck. Like that's where they should go together. Right there.
Yeah, my draft just went Genty, Cook, Hampton, Walker, Barkley. So, yeah.
All right, I'm jumping in another puppy here. I can't leave on this note. I'm still gonna finish it, but I'm tapping into another, and I'm gonna try not to time out on that other one. They're $5, so not that I'm in the business of throwing 5 away, so I will try my best. But this one I'm about to load up is going to be the priority, and I got the 6 spot, so can't redeploy that theory. But this might get me neighbors. And then we'll go from there. I don't know. Giancarlo Torres. Giancarlo, we haven't seen you in a while. $50 super chat. You monster. You get a bold prediction. I don't know if you're here to drop your bold prediction, but you can certainly drop a bold prediction for the bold prediction board. Thank you very much, Giancarlo. Giancarlo says, Superflex Dynasty trade question. Who should I target to trade CMC? And any other... What did I do? Hold on a second. I autoed on something. I don't know where I autoed. Okay, I'm going to go JSN over here. Hold on a second, Giancarlo Torres. 1 second, my boy. What did I auto on? Because I'm not seeing that I'm autoed over on this other draft. Oh, it did turn it on auto. Well, I just said I was going to do really well, not to auto on that other draft, but I autoed on Lab McConkey and T. Higgins. So we'll let that one. I mean, I'll try and assist it, but we'll see. We'll have an auto team. See if wouldn't that be crazy if you won on an auto team? That'd be insane. I don't know if I'll return the money. Like, look, I found this. Giancarlo Torres. Superflex Dynasty trade question. Who do you target to trade CMC and any other players I should move? And who do I target current roster? CMC, Achane, Saquon. I'm moving Saquon and CMC. Kyron, RJ Harvey, Puka Pickens. Love your team. And honestly, like, you could hold it and win again if it's a lot of cash money. But I don't know. Travis, who are you trying to trade Barkley and CMC for? And I don't even know if anybody's buying you. Almost waited like a year too late. I don't know if you can.
I mean, Barkley, CMC. I mean, I hate to say it. There's a lot of players I like to trade on that team. CMC, Barkley, Kyron. I shot Puka. I shot Pickens.
You know what? That's it. Trade Puka for a lesser wide receiver to then upgrade CMC or Barkley. So do a 2 for 2.
Yeah.
That's the move.
Puka and CMC. That should get you a lot.
Like, you get Hendy and then
Puka
like
and CMC.
Yeah, you get Hendy and like a receiver like a Neighbors, for example, who was doubted, is maybe still doubted. You're downgrading one. Okay, real quickly, AJB or Brock Bowers or Neighbors. 10 seconds.
Whoever you have the least of.
Yeah, I go AGB if any receiver, but I go Bowers.
I'm going to go Bowers. JSN Bowers feels powerful.
Yeah, that's a nice combo.
I like drafting Neighbors, but I more so like drafting him at the end here when I get that pick, and I don't want to. So that's the trade, Giancarlo. Trade Christian McCaffrey. You're trying to trade Christian McCaffrey into a Tootin, a Hendy, a Jadarian Price, or whatever, right? You could even try to get Jadarian Price for.
So it's super flex, and he just sent another super chat saying my QBs are Rodgers and Love.
Oh.
He might want to chase a QB with one of these moves.
I don't even know if he can. QBs are Rodgers and Love.
Well, like,
how about CMC and Love for a quarterback upgrade and like Jadarian Price or Hendy or Tootin, or
Yeah, and then I don't know. See if you can move like future picks in someone for if someone's doubting Cam Ward.
The DJ, you can call back, bro.
Might have to get creative. Might have to get creative to replenish these.
Yeah, DJ, call back. You don't have to. I don't know why you hung up, but current roster, yeah. You might even have to like throw Kyron into some 2 for 2 deal just to get him to do it. But quarterback upgrade, I mean, Herbert's doubted right now and has tons of value. Bo Nix, Mahomes has a lot of doubters. Why am I on auto again?
Baker,
okay,
Baker Mayfield even.
This other draft. I'm going to leave it on auto on that other draft. Okay. This team, Lab McConkey, Josh Allen. I'm going to go Josh Allen here. I'm going to take the best player available. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I don't mind hammering the RBs that I love later. So JSN Bowers, Josh.
3 players.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that feels crazy heavy. So maybe like a T-Law, a Bo Nix. I think Mahomes is probably one of the more doubted players, bro. So if you were to like trade Love for Mahomes, what does that buy you? Christian McCaffrey to what? And would you trade McCaffrey straight up for Jadarian Price or for Tootin?
I would. I mean, you maybe would do that. Like a pick thrown into.
I would do that plus, try to see.
I mean, I know McCaffrey, like, you could win. I don't think you can win it all with your quarterbacks, though, even with CMC and Barkley. So I don't know, man.
Oh. No picks until 2029, so that doesn't help.
Giancarlo, what'd you do?
Well, he's won 3 out of the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So okay.
That's good.
Night. So all right. So he's got to decide. Like, does he
Just ride it out again?
ride it out, or does he sell off these pieces and rebuild? No.
I think you could do both. I think if you trade Puka for a player close to Puka for Neighbors, Puka for Pickens, and then upgrade CMC into Hendy or Tootin or Scattaboo or something like that, even though I'm not like a huge fan of Scattaboo per se, in Dynasty, it's better than a guy that may never... hold on one second, boys. We're going to go... I mean, I could go Mike Evans here, but I think I'm going to go early Bashal Tootin.
Yeah, that's a place to do that.
And we're going to swing away.
ETN, Javante gone already. Running backs are getting thin.
Yeah, that's a good squad so far.
So no picks until 2029. Yeah, here, Giancarlo, this is your formula right here. CMC to what RB, right? And then in doing that, you got to give up Puka, but try and replace him with an equal player. And it might be hard, but like Neighbors is got less value than Puka. What can that buy you? And then if that guy won't trade Neighbors, then you could try going down further and getting like a Pickens maybe, or something along those lines, and then that could beef up the RB a little bit, and then you could go
take a first, Neighbors in a first, or are you only going for players in this situation?
Yeah, I don't know. Barkley and Love for Mahomes, and a player that they don't know that is going to go to the moon or something like that, That's probably what I'd say, Giancarlo. I think that's the best avenue.
Good situation to bring to Patreon, too.
Yeah. Giancarlo, are you on the Patreon? Here's the Patreon right here. $10 a month, cancel anytime. It's a live chat group. Travis and I are in there all the time. It's not a place to be like, hey, Smitty, what will you... Don't do that, because then you'll get other people that won't answer. Oh, man, Devontae Adams just almost fell. Hendy went already. Do I go Bucky? Yeah, I think I'll go Bucky here. Oh, I should have went DJ Moore. Yeah. Why didn't I go DJ Moore?
Oh,
I was running out of time.
I didn't see him there.
Damn it. That's right. I like Bucky here, but damn, that would have been good.
That's all right, though.
I kind of needed the running backs as much, but that would have been good. Either one's good. That would have been really good, though. DJ Moore looks good right now. People are ripping on him like morons. How can you hate DJ Moore? He's going to be too old and he's bad. I don't know if it's like Bears fans that are saying that. Let's see what this auto draft team's looking like. Not bad, boys. Dak Prescott, Chase Brown, Saquon Barkley, Jadarian Price, T. Higgins, Lab McConkey, DJ Moore, Josh Downs. I mean, it's not going to win, but surprised it's doing
terrible.
Doing pretty decent work over there. In the $5 puppy where we're letting it ride.
My first 7 are Bijan, Rice, Love, Linda Adams, May, and Metcalf. Not too bad from the 2 spot.
Rock out. You are live.
Hello.
Hello?
This is Ralph.
What's up, Rock out?
Can I give my team?
Sure.
Patrick Mahomes.
All right. It's too late for that, Rock out. Go ahead.
How long though it's gonna go?
Yeah. I was gonna let it try, but it's too late. What can I do for you, Rock out?
Gotta finish up.
Yeah, go ahead. Patrick Mahomes. We heard it.
Ward, Achane, Tuden, Manungai, Coleman, Blue, Gordon, wide receivers, JSN, Evans, DK, Sutton, Coker, Zachary Branch, Cyrus Allen, McBride, Okonkwo.
Nice. Well, I like it. Nice job, Rock Out. On this particular draft, I took MHJ as my second receiver. Not too bad, especially given that I either get DK, which may not last, but if he does, that would be good. If I don't get DK, I could just go Michael Wilson. His ADP is 95. He probably could fall to this 91 pick, but do I take a chance? Probably need to. 78's a little early. But I don't know.
DK.
We'll see what happens when we get to it here. But Michael Wilson, when I'm on the clock, he'll be the 5th or 4th wide receiver listed. Then I got to go down and back, though. His ADP looks like it will make it, but I don't know if it will. It doesn't feel...
You got to consider, because like you got the 3 quarterbacks sitting there, that makes it feel like it's further down, or actually 4 or 5 quarterbacks probably.
Yeah. Which is weird because this ADP is his ADP, but I almost guarantee Michael Wilson won't make it down and back. Because right now he is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide receiver listed. I mean, I guess he could. Now he's the 5th.
Actually, well, there are a lot of teams without a QB. So I guess that could be a factor, whether they take QBs or not.
So Harvey, maybe? I'll go Harvey here. I don't know if I'll regret this. I do need some RB protection, but let's see here. You know, I don't even need I like Michael Wilson. I don't necessarily need it. I kind of wish I went Jonathan Brooks here instead of Harvey. But his ADP is so much further down. But
you can puff up both of those situations too. So
yeah, there's 2 quarterbacks, 3 quarterbacks. Just like you're saying, there it goes. 4 quarterbacks.
All of these teams don't have a QB. So
it's boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's crazy. It's wild when you see it. Literally all 4 in a row. It's got.
One of them went. They all panicked.
Yeah. Scotty Doo, you're live, young man.
What's up, Smitty? Aloha, bro.
What's up, boy?
Just
what can I do
out
for
here
you?
grinding, making no money at my second job. You know, I got a question though. Even though I kind of know your answer, but I still wanna ask.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. What is it? What do you got, Scotty Doo?
How are you gonna disappoint me today?
By not going surfing.
There goes Brooks.
Okay. Would you rather have Ken Walker and Jordan Tyson, or JSN and Rashad White?
Dynasty or redraft?
Redraft. And so yeah, that's my question. Because if I make the trade, I'll have Walker and Hampton, bro, and I'll still have solid wide receivers as well.
JSN and Rashad White, or Tyson and Walker. Give me. And I'm sorry, did you say you had Bill?
No, hold on. I'm parking this car and I can pull up my lineup.
I mean, I like Rashad White, but Bill's still a problem for Rashad White, just like Rashad White's a problem for Bill. You know, it's not like you're getting. If I thought Rashad White was guaranteed, which was not, then I would be like, okay, you're getting a pretty underrated, crafty running back, actually. But if you don't have Bill,
Tyson at wide receiver.
Hold on, let me pull up my lineup, bro. Pull up my lineup. Keeper's been lagging lately, dude. Keeper's been really acting up. I mean,
So I
it's
ended
close,
up.
dude. I mean, I don't.
Okay, I don't know. I guess then I would tell you this. I would say,
Okay, my receivers are AJ Brown, Rice, JSN, Adams, and Shaheed, and Golden.
Okay,
Who's your RB2 right now?
My RBs are Hampton, Tootin, and Rashad White. That's the top three. Everyone else is like backups, like Mitchell, Bigsby, Davis.
I mean,
Do I just leave it as is, or do I?
AJB Rice isn't bad as your 1-2. I don't know. What do you think?
And Adams as my 3.
I don't know, man. I think I'd try and make a different trade. Sometimes the answer, it's not like it's a bad trade, but sometimes the answer is like you're forcing it, you know?
I don't know. I feel like Tyson has so much upside, and if we get Ken Walker and Hampton on the same team with those receivers, I think that's just straight fire, bro.
Yeah, but what if you can get like a Walker type player by giving up different receivers and not giving up JSN? I mean, JSN's a top 5 overall player, bro.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, I'm not saying I don't like it, but like,
Yeah,
can you get a better deal just by not giving up JSN?
No, he probably won't do the trade anyways because he only has he has Walker, Pollard.
So yeah, why you
his 2 running backs.
why are you offering somebody a trade that they can't afford to do? Like, you're wasting everyone's our time.
Hey, you never know.
No,
you never know. You could be drunk. Accept
no,
the trade,
you know.
Yeah, that's great.
You know, bro.
Hey, I know, but you never know.
But like it's not worth the time. Like, you could be getting better help than that from me. You could be like, hey, let's figure out a trade that you actually can do, instead of like, hey, let's close our eyes and throw a dart at a dartboard. Like, we could cook up something better than that. Try and name your receivers one more time.
So this is that Superflex league I told you a while back that you thought was really, really good. But the receivers are, because it's 3 flex and also the Superflex. But the receivers are Brown, Rice, JSN, Adams, and Golden and Shaheed, for what that's worth.
Okay. And then your quarterbacks are?
Knicks, Daniel Jones, and Bryce Young.
And then your tight ends, didn't you have like 2 tight ends or something?
Dude, I got
and you didn't
Okonkwo and Tunges.
Well, that's not. I mean, it's okay. I like Okonkwo, but I thought you had like Fannin and like another big name. I don't know, bro.
No.
You could try and trade Adams, I suppose. I don't know if anybody will buy him at the right price, but I don't know. I think trade, if you're gonna trade JSN, I want like a Pickens, I want a Rice, I want a Neighbors, I want something like that. And then if I could upgrade somewhere else in crafty fashion, I would. Tyson in redraft is nice. Tyson in Dynasty is way different, But in redraft, I like him, but I don't know, man. Rashad White could be pretty good. Try to get like Bill Krosky-Merritt if he's pretty cheap to get to cuff to Rashad White, and then all of a sudden that running back room with JSN is pretty good combination. But you sound like you're going to do it anyway. So who am I to hold you back from it?
Yeah, the guy has Pickens. I don't really know, bro. I got Bucky and Gainwell. That's all he got, really. So I think I probably have like a top 3 or 4 team in this league. I know my quarterbacks aren't the best, but the rest of the lineup is, I think, outweighs that.
All right, my boy. Well, I'd say my answer is no. come back to me with a legitimate trade, because you can't even do that one. You just said he's not going to do it. I mean, you're trying to take his only running back, and you're not giving him running backs.
And especially because he can start all those wide receivers with the flex spots. So
that's like
make a move.
That's like someone going into one quarterback league, like they've got Burrow, and you're like, "I'll give you Josh Allen." They're like, well, "Why? What are you doing? Have you looked at my squad?" So come up with something different, Scotty.
This is a tight end premium, full PPR, full point for the tight end. So Okonkwo and Goddard are actually not bad.
Well, then look into that. Try and trade one of them.
All right. Oh, I do have a question, dude. I know you're okay. So the quarterback play.
You always say that. I know your answer. Then why are you asking me things you know my answer to? Like why are you trying to go against me all the time? You already know what I'm going to say, and you're trying to do things that I wouldn't like. But go ahead. What is it? I love to hear it.
Are you not worried about the quarterback play and on the Raiders for Bowers, or do you think they're just gonna whoever starts is gonna throw him the ball?
Well, were you worried about Sam Darnold to JSN, and did Kubiak solve that worry for you? And then Fernando Mendoza is pretty good, bro. If they got to go to him, he's gonna be fine. He's an efficient quarterback. They're gonna feed Bowers like crazy. Is there risk? I suppose, but there's risk in Kenneth Walker getting hurt. There's risk in Chase Brown having Jamar Chase or Joe Burrow go down, or him getting hurt. There's risk in anything. So you manage your risk where you can, and you say to yourself, like, am I worried about the Fernastronaut? Mendoza, the Mendozanator. I'm not worried about him. I think Kubiak's going to have things cooking, and Bowers is going to be just like JSN. Nobody could stop JSN. He was the only option, and no one could stop him. They just continued to dominate.
I would swap Hampton for Walker if there was more like news or more updated insight on how Keaton Mitchell is going to be used. Because if he's going to be like a solid flex play every week, then I would do the switch, but because there's no news on that, I'm hesitant on swapping him.
I don't think he's going to be used that much. I think he's going to be used, but I think he's going to be used, but I don't know that it's going to hamper Hampton that much. I mean,
no, it's not what I mean. What I mean is if Keaton Mitchell's going to be used quite a bit and to be a flex play every week, but I kind of would rather have Walker and Keaton Mitchell in the lineup. No,
isn't that what Travis just answered? Isn't that what Travis just answered? And you said no, that's not what I mean. And Travis just answered that. Travis is saying is he doesn't think Walker's a threat to Hampton's workload. That you're gonna have, like, if you think about the fact that Mostert and Achane were both top 10 running backs Achane's rookie year. Mostert was top 5, and Achane was top 10 to 12, I think.
That's my question. My question is, like, would you, knowing that if we knew for sure that Keaton Mitchell would be a solid flex play every week, and having Hampton on the team, would you rather swap Hampton and have Walker and be able to utilize both Walker and Keaton Mitchell in your lineup? You get what I'm saying? Instead of being like choosing or just keeping Keaton Mitchell on the bench, you can utilize him in a flex position and also have Walker.
Why can't you do that anyway?
Yeah, I guess you could.
What does the trade have to do with it?
Like, I think Hampton and K9 are going to be fairly close within a couple spots of each other. Like, I think they're both top 7 or 8 backs. So I don't think it really matters. If Keaton is a flex play, he's a flex play. He won't be taking away from Hampton. And that's
I mean, you're either going to have the best of both worlds, where you have Walker and then Keaton Mitchell gets in there and explodes or does well, or you're going to have security in having the two Charger running backs. But you almost need Vidal too.
Yeah, I know. That's one of those running back backfields where you got to take all three. And I'm not a big fan.
All right.
Of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is what it is.
All right, Scotty. Appreciate you. Call back in when you call back in when you got like a tangible trade, but go shopping for if you're going to downgrade JSN, you're downgrading him into a Neighbors, a Pickens, a London, something to that degree, and then you're trying to use that edge to get another player slightly upgraded. But I think
call in when I know you're not going to have when I don't know your answer.
Well, it's okay, bro. You can call in anytime. I'm not mad at you about it. I'm just kidding with you. All right, later, bro.
All right, man. Have a good day.
Later. All right. 5 minutes left in the show, ladies and gentlemen. For those that don't know about the extender process here, when the show's coming to a close, it doesn't need to be extended. No, there's no, it's all amazing if it does, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Like sometimes, last night we extended the show to 5 hours. It was a 5 hour and 1 minute show. It was exhausting. It was fun all at the same time.
That was crazy. It
was insane. And sometimes it gets extended, sometimes it doesn't. It got extended for 5 hours. A $20 super chat extends the show 5 minutes. No one needs to, but the good part about it is, let's say you're dropping that anyway or whatever, like you can control the topic for the 5 minutes. It could be about your player, it could be about your team, it could be that you don't want to go to bed and you're like, no, let's keep it going. Whatever the case may be. So extender time, if you want it, it's there for the taking. And then let's go back to the board here real quickly. I went Kalen Black. I don't know if I like this team. I feel like this team's kind of like, I don't know. I don't think I've drafted the way I've wanted to tonight. I think I'm exhausted, and I think I'm not on my A game. I think that one team was really good, though, the team that I drafted, the Best Ball Mania. But this one right here, timing out on the other one pissed me off. But this one, JSN, Bowers, Josh Allen, amazing start. Missed out on Kenny Gainwell because I wasn't paying attention. I was handling the phone line. Tootin, Bucky, MHJ, Harvey, Michael Wilson, Wandell, Baker. I feel like it's pretty good. Keaton Mitchell. There's nothing wrong. I didn't like mess up or anything, but I just don't know that I love it. Okonkwo is fantastic as my number 2 tight end. Got Malik Willis and Baker and Josh Allen. And I have Kalen Black, and I'm on the clock right now. I like it. Is it my favorite team? It is not. Do I like it, though? I do. Let me see who I can snag right here. Where's Dribbling going? I feel like I see him sometimes, and other times I'm looking for him. I can't find him. And I'm about to time out here. I guess I'll go Zechariah Branch. Where did Dribbling go? He's going so high. I feel like sometimes I'm looking, and then I'm just so shocked. Like I look up and it's like 4 rounds ahead of where I'm at. I'm like, really? Yeah, him and Debo in the same row. 127 for Debo. That's 11, middle of the 11th round. And then Stribling went at the 11.11. That seems, I mean, I'm not saying he can't earn that. I love him. I'm sometimes looking for him in like round 14, and I'm not even aware that he's already been taken. It just seems like that's a little high.
It is.
He can earn it, but
it's funny. It's funny to me too, where Devo was just free, and then like everyone knew he was gonna sign somewhere, and
I got a lot of
Devo.
Devo.
Signs, and everyone's like, "Oh, gotta get him in the 11th." Yeah, me too. I have a ton of Devo and takes.
Yeah, let me even pull that up on my underdog exposure and see where he's at, because I have a lot of Debo. It was just an easy call. There was nothing to worry about on Debo.
Like, why not? Yeah.
25% is what my
Debo, Diggs, Ayuk. It didn't make sense not to take him, because you knew at least 2 of them were gonna probably sign, if not all 3. I don't know what the hell Ayuk's gonna do now, but
he might continue to do whatever. I don't know. He's off the map.
Debo's like in my top 7 or top 10 most drafted players. He's just free. As you said, he's just free. All right, on the clock here with this pick. This is a puppy 3. I've got 3 QBs. I've got pretty filled out RB room. This needs to probably be a wide receiver. I guess I'll go. I was going to time out. I took Dontavian Wicks. I like Wicks a little bit, but I didn't mean to take him there.
Thing like,
what? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna go back to like Chase Brown and Achane, the topic of the video. Like the thing with Chase Brown, like Flacco's there, so like there's no risk. You know, if Burrow goes down, you know, we're not hoping. You know, like God forbid he goes down, but like he like balled out with Flacco last year. You know, that offense was humming. So,
yeah, Mac Jones and Purdy, Flacco and Joe Burrow, like we talked about these combinations that are just really, really good. Even Fields and Walker to a degree. Maybe not for Rice. We're not really sure how that would look, but at least for the offense and for Walker. So there's a lot of teams like that. Even London and Bijan to a degree with Tua and Penix Jr. Just knowing we know. I'm starting to the last couple weeks and. I think Trevor says he feels the same way about this, but the last 2 weeks I've been feeling a lot better about Beck in Arizona.
Yeah,
there's a lot of word that he looks a lot better.
There, and they say he looks good. Yeah,
he's getting some good reports. Like also, like what was it, 3rd round?
Yeah,
it's not like
3rd round pick.
Terrible,
feels pretty competent.
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
It's not like,
Chuck Nasty, we'll see you tomorrow, pal.
See you guys. Thanks,
Later.
gentlemen.
Later, Chuck.
Rock out. Final thoughts.
I'll catch you guys later.
Okay. Appreciate you, my man.
You rock out.
All right. Cool. See you.
Later. I have other players, but that's my main starting roster. Sorry, been working on vacation, no problem. And you know what? Let's count Gene Carlos' $20 super chat as an extender and give ourselves 5 more minutes on the channel here. Gene Carlo, thank you for dropping that. I don't know when you exactly dropped that.
5-minute extender.
It feels like
the show has just been
extended. Like with his $50 one. I think like a little after that.
That's deserving though. Malik Washington gonna be good flex this year? I don't think so. I don't buy it. I think Caleb.
I know there's a lot of hype, and like it almost feels like he could have a game or two at the beginning of the year, but I think the other receivers are gonna progress. You know, Douglas and Kevin Coleman, and like I don't know. I've never been a Malik Washington guy. I've never been impressed. Maybe he'll prove me wrong.
Yep. I remember somebody last year like blasted me. They're like, what was it when?
Yeah.
When. Or was it the year prior? Or what? I think it was when
Tyreek. No, it was when Tyreek got hurt. Right?
Yeah, somebody called in like, bro, you don't even know what you're doing with this channel.
Malik Washington.
Like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Like he's gonna go crazy. You're not even talking about it. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything happen. Did you? I never saw that guy come back either. It's so easy to say, oh, I'll remember this, I'll be back. And then everybody says that. And then, once in a while, someone's going to have a W on that kind of thing. But we rarely see the people return that claim these, things.
Well, that's like the year Drake London was wide receiver 5. The amount of hate and people screaming when we were trying to say he could be a top 5 guy.
Yeah.
People hated him. And they were all going to just disappear. Crickets. Never hear from him.
My favorite one is the guy that, and I forget who was so adamant. I wasn't even from this planet. I was so off base of having Bo Nix score more than Jalen Hurts this 2025 season we just watched unfold.
Oh, yeah.
And it happened. Where are you now? Yeah, not
He's gonna
loving
come
the
back.
not loving the team.
Oh, so I missed the earlier streams, obviously. I think you disagree with me, but I actually don't think Diggs and McLaurin are that far off as wide receivers. I think McLaurin's a little better, and like he'll be the one because he's been there. But in terms of what they have to offer, I don't think they're far off. I think people are going to disagree with me on that. I'm not a big McLaurin guy though.
I guess what I would probably say is like, if McLaurin's dropped off, you're right.
I mean,
And he
McLaurin,
could. He's getting
the big year, even the big year with JD5. He only had 1,000 yards. He had 13 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think he can be a 1,000-yard guy, and I think I kind of agree with you where Diggs probably isn't a 1,000-yard guy again.
Hold on one second, Double T.
Far off. Well, we'll see. Either way, it's great. It's great for JD5, though.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I guess I would just say this. I would say that there's a chance. What kind of percentage chance? I guess I would throw like a number like, oh geez, I guess I would say there's like a 20 or 30% chance, which is a high number, but that's still a high number. That's a much higher number that he's gonna do well. But like 30 is still scary. 70% chance he plays like he did that year, like 13, 12 touchdowns, maybe 10-90 or 11-20. He'll have a really good year. But there is a 30% chance that it's just like too late for him, Like Mixon had a little time. He's abused 8-man fronts, finally got a system at the time that looked like it was, and he kind of like hit a wall, just like broke.
DJ Moore is kind of the same way, where I'm not saying DJ Moore I think is bad now, but where he never got the system he deserved.
Just wasted away for years. Yeah, and McLaurin's just been waiting, and we've been saying this is a top 10 wide receiver for like a decade. Like just waiting, and he finally gets his quarterback.
Yeah.
He holds out, gets banged up. Double T, real quickly. You got 15 or about 30 seconds.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, in the Dynasty League, which one of these wide receivers you would rather? Nico, Olave, or Ibuka, or Rice?
Nico, Olave, Buka, or Rice in Dynasty. Nico, Olave, Buka, Rice. Probably Buka, then Rice in that order, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Part of me wonders what kind of order you could take them in or trade them in, or you know what I mean? Like that's my vacuum answer, but
I might be able to get 3 of them on the same team.
Yeah, I believe Rice will probably Nico. Nico's great too. Nico, Rice, and Ibuka are all pretty close, bro. I would lean toward Buka, but I'm trying to get more if that's a trade we're talking about.
No, I'm about to have my 4th pick in the Dynasty, and I'm trying to figure out which one I want.
What's the suggested rank say is the highest ranked player?
The suggested rank is...
I can barely hear you, bro.
McMillan.
Okay.
The suggested rank is saying McMillan, Nico, Olave.
How far back is Buka and Rice?
Ibuka is right after Olave.
And what about?
And then Gary Wilson, and Rice is falling further.
Okay, so try and get Rice later. Yeah. So draft Buka, try and get Rice later.
Okay. All right, I'll try to go for that.
I don't.
Yeah.
All right, my man. Later, bro.
All right, then. Y'all have a good night. Later.
All right, Travis, final thought?
Someone was asking if all these players are on the board in the 2nd round, who do you like? Chase Brown, Derrick Henry, Bowers, and AJB.
Bowers, then Chase Brown.
I lean that way. Yep.
All right, thanks, Travis.
Thanks,
see you tomorrow, bro.
Later.
Travis T with the final super chat. Just did a puppy went light at wide receiver. Got AJ Brown, Rome, Golden, Naylor, Antonio Williams, Malik. Not bad. I think, you know, if you got like maybe, you know, to each their own. If you like Golden and Naylor and that's your version of what I would call like DK and Jalen Coker and stuff, then so be it. You know, Debo and Stribling is also kind of a really cool wide receiver 3 and that weird light build, but that's just me. That's preference, man. Thank you for the super chat, my boy. All right, see you all later. Appreciate every single one of you. We're live Monday through Friday, almost every single Monday through Friday. I'm live almost whenever big news breaks. Even if I'm a little delayed doing it, I'll come on and do a whole show dedicated to that piece of breaking news that's kind of like usually unrelated to the 8 p.m. show or the midnight show. I'm also live, as I just said, midnights Eastern. Get on over to my thefantasyfootballshow.com if you want year-round rankings, bold predictions, trade calculators, week 1 projections are up, schedules, all that stuff at thefantasyfootballshow.com. And if you want a year-round chat group, 365, 24/7, right there. The patreon.com/thefantasyfootballshow. Check it out. Do it live. Alter Ego dropping a $10 hauler. Alter, appreciate you dropping the 20, my man. Or the $10 super chat, my man. Appreciate you. Alter Ego to the moon. You got a question, Alter Ego, real quickly before I go that you didn't attach there? I'd be happy to answer for you real quick. Just type it in the chat, anything, I'll answer it, and then we'll hit the end button, but I'll wait for you, my boy. I'll wait for you. I'm going to draft on Underdog, promo code Smitty while I'm waiting. Right now, I'm just going to pull it up. You guys can do it too. I'm on the clock in a slow draft, and I have, so far in this draft, I've got Burrow, Malik, Neighbors, Cam Ford. I got Jeremiah Love, Tootin, Jonathan Brooks, Kyle Monangai, Jonah Coleman. I got Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, Michael Wilson, Coker, and McBride. Wow. Got Burrow, Jeremiah Love, Tootin, Brooks, Chase, Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, Michael Wilson, and McBride. That's really good. I like that too. And on the clock, I have Gadsden there. Antonio Williams. I keep drafting Zachariah Branch lately. He's climbing up my board fast. Like, I love Jaden Blue. I'm drafting a bunch of Jaden Blue at like 180. Let's see if there's this. Alter Ego says Derrick Henry. Let's get on over to here. Derrick Henry and a 3rd round pick for Kenyon Sadiq. No. Dynasty League. If it's like full point tight end premium, maybe actually. But thank you, Rock Out, with the 49-month membership drop. Appreciate you. I would say no, man. Derrick Henry is worth more than this. Even if you wait till like he's popping off, someone during the season is going to be willing to pay it. You know, I don't like that at all. If it's tight end premium, maybe. Chat, just in case Alter Ego didn't put tight end premium and it is, would you guys do Henry? I don't care about the 3rd round pick. Henry for Sadiq and a tight end premium. Travis, can you answer that one? Tight end premium, let's just say it was a full point, just so he has a baseline. Would we take Sadiq and a tight end premium over Derrick Henry? I mean, Derrick Henry's still going to help you win. I don't know. Is it Alter Ego? Is it tight end premium? Travis is jumping in a slow puppy right now. Thank you for the $10 super chat, my boy. All right, see you all later. Appreciate you. I'll keep Henry. He says Aldi. King Henry. Remember, it's Dynasty. All right. See you guys later. Appreciate you.